Good evening, everybody. Adam looks so surprised. It's Friday Night Likes. It's Friday night, finally. Your work week hopefully is over. You've got a drink in hand. You're settling down, getting into the weekend. West Ham's coming. We're on a bit of a roll. We've got a match against Liverpool coming up. Everybody's looking forward to it. Let's warm up for that match with a little Friday Night Likes. Everybody knows the game show. Maybe you don't, so I should probably explain it. These guys are going to compete for likes. I got a bunch of questions. I'm going to ask them the questions. They're going to give me their answers. This is a show about opinions, not facts, like Adam Frankel's show Hammer Shots, which is purely fact-based. Show about opinions. Give me good opinions, you'll get a thumbs up. Give me bad opinions, you don't get any points. Play with the most amount of points wins. Simple as that. Let's meet our guest tonight. My co-host, the real star of Friday Night Likes. Wally, who are you? Where are you? How do we reach you on social? What are you drinking?
Hey, I'm Wally. I'm back. I'm back in King of Prussia now. And shout out to Rebecca for taking my place last week because I was in the hills of Tennessee and they probably haven't even invented Wi-Fi there yet. So I'm back. I've got a gin and tonic for our British guests here with a twist of lime, which my wife from New Orleans insisted that I have. So cheers. Good luck, everybody.
Delicious, Wally. How many teeth did you see in Tennessee?
A few, but they were mostly on the ground. So
that makes sense. Wally, I'm going to put you back and we're going to meet our guest. Wally's going to keep score for us tonight. Thank you, Wally. Adam Frankel, friend of the show on the American Hammers Network, has his own show, Hammer Shots. How are you, sir? Who are you? Where are you? What are you drinking? How do we reach you?
I'm awesome. It's cool to see all the people in the chat as well. Like it's like I'm like a family reunion or something. Because I'm terrible at YouTube. I've never made it. I'm rubbish. I don't watch anything. But I am drinking this amazing I finished it now. Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Whoa!
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I thought that as well. I got given it as a gift, and I'm like, peanut butter whiskey. Like, are you? What is wrong with you? And then I had a sip of it. I was like, wow, how does this work? Like, it shouldn't work. My brain is telling me that it doesn't work, but it actually tastes really good.
Adam, I was going to send you a message. Don't drink Dazerano. You remember those couple of stories last time you had that? Don't go near that bloody thing, mate. Seriously.
I don't need to die again.
Someone had it around my house, and the sugar actually crystallizes around the lid. It's got that much sugar in it. No, don't go near it, mate.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, don't.
Adam, good to see you.
Frankel, I'm in Frisco, Texas.
Lovely stuff. Good to see you. Only took 2.5 minutes for a death reference. Jazz, who are you? Where are you? How do we reach you on social? What are you drinking?
My name's Jazz. I'm David Moyes' uncle, sort of nephew. He's my dad's younger brother. I'm drinking Famous Grouse, the old Scottish whiskey. And I reside in Windsor, next to the Queen in the UK, just outside London, really. And I think most of you know who I am. I cause a bit of trouble online, as you know. Love you all.
Yeah, I'm sure our crowd's very familiar with you, Jazz. Good to see you again, sir. John, first time on Friday Night Likes. Who are you? Where are you? How do we reach you? What are you drinking?
My name's John Black. I am originally from Canning Town, 200 yards from where West Ham was formed. I now live in 10 miles east of the Las Vegas Strip. You can find me at West Ham in Vegas or log on to West Ham Way USA. I've got a Celebration Ale from Sierra Nevada. And once I've finished that, which will be very soon, I've got a fantastic haze from Sierra Nevada. I'm looking forward to the show, fellas. Good to be back. Good to be on.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, everyone.
Good stuff. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Good luck, everyone, as well, and unlucky, because there's only one winner of this show.
There it is.
I don't need to prepare. I don't need anything. You're going down.
Oof. Big words there from Frankel. Let's get into it. Let's start the shit talking, and let's start the questions. So, first up, let's talk about David Moyes, Mr. Upple's uncle over there. So he's been linked with a move away to Celtic, believe it or not. So give me your best argument for why David Moyes should go to Celtic. John.
Well, he might get some love there and he might win something. I mean, I think that David Moyes is really underappreciated by West Ham supporters. He's got us out the shit twice and everyone thought Marko Arnautovic was shit before he arrived and turned him into a world-class player. Everyone was pissed off that left. Beat that answer.
Succinct, to the point, good points. Jazz, David Moyes. Why should he leave West Ham and go to Celtic?
Well, because I know my uncle so well, not many people know that in 1980 he started his football career with Celtic. So that's reason one. He played for Celtic as a player. And also, the manager's life is a lot shorter, I feel, in the modern game than a player. A player can play for 15 years. A modern manager can have one job wrong and you never see him again. So if Celtic come calling, it's going to be probably one of the last chances he's going to get. And in that league, you're more than likely to win it and also go into Europe, like the Champions League qualifications. And if you do reasonably well for 3-4 years, you become a legend, make your name up there. You can have a road named after you behind Celtic's ground, David Moyes Avenue. So there's a lot there. It's kind of heart over head, really. So his head will say, let me stay in the Premier League. It's more competitive. The money's more. But his heart will say, come at Robert de Bruce, go back to Scotland and help Celtic out, really. Yeah, a lot of good reasons there for him to go back. But I'll miss my uncle if he ever went up there anyway. But
he is a Glasgow boy. He is a Glasgow boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Why should he leave?
Well, I mean, there's an obvious reason. I mean, the guy's getting on in age a bit, and unlike these two inconsiderate bastards, they don't think a guy should spend time with his mum. I mean, his mum is old now. She's in her early 90s, and because of COVID, she couldn't go and see Edna and Sheila down at the bingo all like normal, and so she's there all on her own in a little cottage just outside of wherever Celtic is, Scotland. and so, you know, he's got to go and take good care of her. And who cares about football really when your mum's 90 with dementia, probably? So yeah,
I think I remember who he is then, is she? It don't matter.
That's for him.
Yeah,
Won't make it
point.
Attitude.
Grab that one.
Totally
Grab that one.
non-football reasons there, Adam. That makes
I
sense.
know.
Well, I didn't see the
enough.
question before, and when I heard it, I missed the bit that said, "What are the footballing reasons for getting him to stay?"
There you go.
And that's the beauty of Friday Night Likes. So for everybody in the comments that's probably angry with me giving thumbs ups to Adam, it's not about the right answers at all this show. But let's start with you.
My show's about the right.
Adam, you winger, since you're winging this whole thing. Give me your best argument for why David Moyes should stay.
Well, it's clear that he's started to build something at West Ham.
Now you get all serious. Okay, have a thumb.
Calm down.
Yeah, go
I
on.
like to mix things up a little bit, that's all. But in reality, I'm a big fan of consistency. I think that's why Alex Ferguson built the dynasty that he built, you know, because he was given plenty of time. And I think that for West Ham to build above their station where they are now, we need to put some consistency both at the club and in the team. And, you know, he's been around for a long time. He's had a long career, a distinguished career. You know, he might not have won a ton, but there aren't many managers that have been in the Premier League for as long as he has. You know, many of them, when they lose their jobs, a few years later, gone, no matter how good they were. And so the guy knows what he's doing. He's been in the business a very long time. And I would love it if West Ham could build some consistency, you know, in the staff, in the club. We've always been known as a family club, but honestly, we all know it. Recently, we've been far from that. We've been a joke. We've been a club owned by people that don't care about us. And I think that the first thing that the owners could do that's any good in a long time, sign him to a long contract. He should stay there, build a legacy, and let's get some consistency at the club.
I like that approach. Jazz, what do you think? Why should he stay?
I've got a lot of respect for him. When you look at his career, it's 10, 11 years at Preston and Everton and about 2 years at not so well. So how fans can completely tarnish his name. Because I remember, Adam will as well, that Everton team, I used to hate playing them. Yeah. They were so well organised, so disciplined. You never get anything in them. And another good thing, which is coming to fruition now, is look at the professional, hard-working team players he's signing now. We all remember Tim Cahill, Baines, all these people that were good, not only good players, not only good players, but good human beings in the dressing room, hard workers, not your fancy players that you get out there. So it all makes sense for me. And he's also done well for us in the 2 small spells he's had. And how he's done it with what the tools he's had I'm shocked. I mean, we all look at Everton and clubs like that, but don't forget Everton have spent a lot of money in 3-4 key positions, 30 million each. We've got 1 or 2 over the line and 1 or 2 really bargain players, but what I like about him is he uses the club's money like it's his own money. He does not want to waste it. And we all heard Sullivan was throwing all names at him. Come on, have him. And David's like, no, I'm only going to have him like Tchaikovsky if he can get in the team and make a difference. I don't want that 8 million centre-half. Dawson's on loan, is better than nothing, and hopefully he'll be a good squad player. He's got a legacy, and he's done the foundation work. He's built that foundation which houses are built on. He's got the backroom staff in there. He's got the discipline going. He's got the players on his side who are all vocal and saying, come on, we love him. And that means more than what we're saying on here. Fans sometimes, it doesn't matter what we say. We do shout. It's all about what the players are saying, really. And you can see it, what that third goal at Tottenham went when even the players on the touchline ran towards him, gave him a cuddle. We were never going to come back from that game a year ago under Pellegrini or another manager. So it's a good start. He's done the hard work in a short space of time. Give him that contract so that can go off his mind. And every window he gets to, he can, and you can see he's already challenging Sullivan to be quiet, don't put any stories out there. So it'll take time, and he'll get the scouting system done in time as well.
This question was like accidentally made for Jazz because we all Jazz loves David Moyes. John, what are your reasons? Why should he stay at West Ham?
My thing is with him, obviously the stench of the Man United job still reeks. And he was on a hide into nothing taking that job. They could have got the ghost of Alf Ramsey back, and it's still no one was going to follow Ferguson. That was it.
Yep.
And I think he has unfinished business in the Premier League. Moyes is a smart guy. He knows that the Scottish League's a pile of shit. So if he goes up there, it's everything he wins is an asterisk. It's not Neil Lennon. When's the last time Neil Lennon managed in the Premier League? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just pointless. I mean, Dick Advocaat went up there, 9 titles with Rangers. No one cares. No one reveres Dick Advocaat for winning for Rangers. So I personally think that the likes of Bowen, Susek, Vladimir Korfal, what do you call him? Sorry, I pronounced his name. He's got a tune out of Antonio again. We wanted Antonio out. We were considering bids from the stench from Bilic. He wafted that away, no problem. And the stench from Pellegrini, he wafted that away. And it was both the same problems. There wasn't enough intensity and respect in the team. Mm-hmm. He's got, and I know people are going to get pissed off with this. I see a lot of John Lyle's West Ham with David Moyes. He's a gentleman. He comes across well. He doesn't get into pissing contests with other managers. He doesn't come out saying shit in the media. And he just is just this gentle guy that obviously commands respect. And the players obviously like him. And the fact is he's brought in Kevin Nolan. For me, Nolan was one of the best captains we ever had. And I personally just think he just has unfinished business and he knows it. And that's why he came back to West Ham.
Yeah. I make all of you spot on, to be honest. I think he's had such a big impact, and it's so visible, the impact as well. Let's hope it just continues for a long stretch. Jazz, I'm going to come to you first.
Can I say one other thing about that Tottenham game? We were in running betting at half time. We were 500 to 1 on Betfair. And there was no belief in West Ham. Even after the first goal, the odds just went like that, and Tottenham's went in like that. You couldn't basically get a price on Tottenham. Now, I basically think we had the bookie thought we had Pellegrini in charge or Bilic in charge, and we'd given up. And the latter day Harry Redknapp, when he started not to give a shit anymore. The minute we scored, the odds were still at 300 to 1. And then it went back and back and back and back. 3-3 was $1,200. You could have got for £1.
Yeah, please tell me you put some money down.
Why didn't you put money on it? That had to be the end of the story, John. Come on.
Well, I did back. I laid Tottenham at 3-2. So I did make some money out of it, but I can't. I'm not here to. I don't after time. So I always put my bets up on Twitter. So, but that basically, no one believed that Moyes would come back. And like the last 10 minutes, I mean, Moyes can have a statue outside the Olympic Stadium for my liking for that game. He owes West Ham nothing after that.
I'm still smiling about that match. You know what I mean? Like, even for a draw, it's amazing. But that has brought the West Ham fan base together more than any match I can remember in recent memory. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, listen, on the back of that, so if he does stay, right, what does he have to do to earn a long-term contract in your eyes? Jazz, let's start with you.
I think what we want to do is not be involved in a relegation battle scrap this season. So when you look at the league table, I'm looking at something like 14th or 13th place upwards, I think, as a minimum. So if we finish 14th, we finish 13th, for me, as a first full season for him without any sort of hindrance, coming in halfway with a Pellegrini crappy squad and another window under his belt in January, I think that's a good foundation and a good building block for him, I think. So let's all be sensible. It's not nice the way we went out to Everton in the League Cup, understand that. FA Cup might go the similar way again. But yeah, I think 14th and 13th, not a relegation battle in terms of we don't go into the last 3-4 games needing to still be involved in there. I think will be good enough for the board and us as fans to say, okay, we were reasonably comfortable, 14th upwards, and yeah, let's push on next season. Bit more money, bit more people out the door he doesn't want, and upwards and onwards, I think, yeah.
John?
I don't think he needs to do anything. Just do what he's doing. He's got rid of all the dead wood, Wilshere, Carroll, all the crops, taking a ton of money off the club, and he's just kept the grafters. And West Ham have never been a team that has had, like, you know, the Ole Galacticos. We usually had one or two actually genuine great players surrounded by a ton of grafters. 85, 86, you had McAvenny and Devonshire. They made shit happen. Everyone else was just basically a grafter. And we've got a ton of grafters now with some genuine skill. Bowen, Susek. And I personally think that all West Ham's problems lead back to one person. It ain't David Moyes. It wasn't Pellegrini. It wasn't Bilic. It's Sullivan. So if Sullivan's got this short-term thinking, everything about Sullivan's short, figuratively and literally, like he's basically I've got to go or drop down dead. Because I don't care what you say about David Gold. David Gold's a pure football man, and he does love West Ham and all the rest of it. He's just been tarnished with Sullivan's brush. He wanted Moyes to stay. And I personally think that Pellegrini was basically some name that they put out there just to appease the fans, and everyone got excited. Pellegrini didn't give a shit about West Ham, and it was never going to work because Pellegrini's a checkbook manager. You need a grafter manager like Moyes. Mm-hmm. And as I said before, everyone thought Arnautovic was shit before Moyes arrived. Everyone wanted Antonio gone before Moyes arrived, and all of a sudden, everyone was crying over Arnautovic now. Still, people still bitching about him leaving, you know, and all that. And I don't know what I know. Antonio's injured. Everything you're reading about tomorrow's game is about Antonio being injured. So, and who's going to replace him? La 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 la. So, personally, I don't think Moyes should be in question at all.
Frankel.
Keep him for as long as we can. As long as he wants to stick around, keep him.
Sorry, what was the question again? Those two went on for so long, I forgot.
What does David Moyes have to do to earn a long-term contract?
Oh, bank Aaron Brady.
Fuck's sake, Frankel.
Well, that's the answer, right?
Is it? No.
You're right. He might have to suck off Sullivan. I don't know which of them holds the power of the contract, but it's one of those. But yeah.
Incredible answers. All right, I'm going to end that question now. So, last question going into halftime, most important question around. Pizza. What's the best topping, and what is the most important part of the pizza? Is it the cheese, dough, the sauce, the topping, or any of those bits around the edges? Frankel, you look distressed, so I'm coming to you first. Talk to me.
What sort of question is that?
That's Friday Night Light kind of question. I'm not asking how many fucking caps Bobby Moore had for England. What is the best topping for pizza, and what's the most important part?
Well, meat, obviously, because that's the most
Type of
important
meat.
part.
What do you mean? Meat is the best topping, or meat is the most important part?
Well, it's the only topping, but the most important part is obviously the dough. Otherwise, you've got a handful of melted cheese and toppings, which isn't a bloody pizza, is it? So there's no other answer that's correct for what is the most important part, because literally that is the most important part. That's a factual question. I've given you a factual bloody answer. What was the other part again?
Well, what's the best topping?
Well, actually, meat obviously is an important part of the pizza, but the best topping is the cheese. Because once again, if there's no cheese, it's really not a pizza, is it? It's like a baked bit of bread with a bunch of shit quality ingredients thrown on top of it. You may as well have made a sandwich.
So I don't think you answered that correctly, but I'm going to give you a thumb because you're calling cheese a topping when it's really a part of the pizza. But
No.
I think what you're saying is you're going for extra cheese on this one.
Extra cheese.
Okay, all right. I think I can read in between.
Cheating?
You cheated.
You've seen the bloody questions.
Rebecca set the question. Get Rebecca on here right now.
Rebecca did not have anything to do with that. Actually, I should give a shout out. That was Faux Cheesy that submitted the inspiration for that question. Thank you. Thank you, Faux.
Faux, I thought we were buddies. You've screwed me over with that.
No, you screwed yourself by not reading the questions in advance. Jazz, talk to me about your pizza selections. What is the best topping, and what's the most important part of the pizza?
The most important part, Your Honor, is the dough. When you order a pizza, section A begins with the dough, and you get 3-4 options. You get the thin, you get the thin Italian, you get the crispy, you get the normal one, and then you get the stuffed crust. So that's the most important, the foundation again. And then in terms of toppings, unlike Adam, cheese is already, tomato comes with it anyway. So we're going to educate Adam. And if you go on to the toppings, it has to be the one thing which was the only reason it was created on earth was pepperoni to be on the pizza. I don't know what else you do with the bloody thing apart from being on there. It's a nice greasy red bit or extra salty thing that goes with everything else. So you can stick ham next to it. It's friends with the ham. It likes the chicken. It goes, come over here, makes it next to me. The tomatoes talk to it. The mushroom comes along. Come on, mate. How's it going? So it's pepperoni, and dough is the most important. Yeah,
it's a good choice, although it does sweat on everything. John,
that's part of it.
You got to go. I have to echo Jazz here about pepperoni, but we'll get to that in a minute. You got to go for Chicago deep dish.
Ooh, controversial.
Yeah, you got to go for Chicago deep dish, which is the best on the strip. If anyone ever visits Vegas, is Giordano's.
Yeah,
and it's crispy, but it's also light. You get a ton of cheese, and it's a cheese on top joint. So you have you got toppings underneath, the cheese on top, and toppings above it.
Oh wow!
And I keep toppings very simple, and it has to be crispy pepperoni. So you have to put it through the oven twice.
So I've never heard of toppings. What's the most important part of the pizza then? Are you saying the dough as well is the most important part?
All important. If you miss one ingredient, you have not got a pizza.
I like that.
You like that? The answer was they're all important.
Yeah, no, he's right. They're all important. This is not a show about facts, Adam.
Anyone puts pineapple on a pizza, I hope you die a slow and painful death.
That is extreme, but we all echo that sentiment.
It's important, though. You got to answer the important questions on American Hammers TV, and that's pretty much
where
it.
We're all about it. But he's completely right. It is a combination. You've got to have nice, fresh mozzarella cheese. You've got to have a good, tangy sauce. For me, it's thin crust. I'm going to go New York slice.
It's pie and mash. It's fish and chips. You've got. It's not like, can I have some fish, please? Like, and do you want some chips with it? Well, yeah. Like, it's pizza, but you have to be very particular about it, because if it's overcooked on the bottom, you're not going to get the consistency, and it's just going to break apart. So you have to get it all right, and like, when you order it in the box from Domino's and stuff like that, it always tastes the same. It's uniform, and it's very important.
What's everyone's feelings on calzone? Like, I never order it. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd say calzone. It's all right.
Special occasion thing for me,
It's
I think.
right. As long as you butter it on the outside and get that nice golden brown.
Oh, right. Okay.
Lovely stuff. Wally,
If
what
anyone
are you
comes
eating?
to Vegas, I will take you to Giordano's.
Take John up on that offer, although he hasn't got any money left. So he didn't put any money on West Ham to draw Spurs. Wally, what's the... Listen, Wally, you live by me. What pizzeria do you use around here? Because I go to Vito's. Well, what do you get?
You know what? We don't eat much pizza, but when we do, it's probably like Domino's. But the best part of the pizza, let me tell you, is the guy that rings your doorbell and you open the door and he hands you the pizza. That's the best part. You don't have to do
the
anything.
unsung hero of life, the pizza delivery guy.
That sounds like the beginning of a particular movie, Wally.
Actually, I forgot one thing, John. Wood-fire pizza is my favourite at the moment. Wood-fire pizza. It's a really
you want to go to Grimaldi's. Grimaldi's in Vegas.
Right. Or go to the original under the Brooklyn Bridge. They changed the water in the Grimaldi's in Vegas to match the water profile.
Correct. There's a water filter in the corner.
Incredible.
So
Wally, what's the scores on the doors, Wally?
Well, we got some pretty high, a lot of love for Moyes there. Wow. And I have to say, John is in the lead with 13, Jazz with 12, and trailing behind with 9 was Adam, who it shows you just got to prepare. You got to look at the questions first. You can't.
I'm going to just say,
fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
I think the chat would disagree. I think the chat would disagree, but I mean.
So normally we're supposed to boot who's in last place, but I think I'll just disqualify Frankel, but keep him on for the answers. What do you think?
Wow.
We're all friendly in here. Adam's family.
No, if you're keeping me on, then I need to be able to compete. They are my terms.
Just make him sit there. Just make him sit there.
Just sit and watch Frankel. Frankel's got an order in for pizza coming now anyway. So what did you end up ordering? Oh, you did get a curry.
And I only just did it, so I'm more than happy to stay on. But I still want to be earning likes.
You'll still earn likes. Wally just won't be counting them. So let's go into the second half of the show here.
Count my likes.
I'm doing them for you.
Franco, I'm going to come to you last for most questions. Got to get these guys in so they can get their answers in. Let's see. All right. Question number 3. Antonio seems to be injured. Well, he doesn't seem. I think he is injured now. But when I was writing this, he seemed to be injured. So Liverpool match. Who do you play up front and why? John.
I'll go with Bowen. He's already scored a ton of goals. He's basically a white, shorter, fatter Antonio. He's obviously a massive engine, pace, and can finish. And then you can bring Barama, or whatever you call him, in on the wing to replace Bowen. And if Bowen runs out of steam, bring Yarmolenko on in the same role.
The old switcheroo, Jazz.
All men are born with balls of different colour. And Haller, 6'4", 6'5", has got them, and he needs to use them now. If I was that big, I wouldn't play like a woman. He needs to. He's been in the Premiership 2 years, £42 million worth of dough. He's got to play up there by himself. He's been watching on the bench, seeing how Antonio plays for long enough now. And if anything, that should be inspiration to him. Get out there so his wife can say, God, you've done some day's work, love. Come in, let me cook you pizza. He's got to work hard, play up there up front by himself, and just give us what we've been waiting for, because I know it's in him. We remember that goals against Watford at the beginning, and I remember going on certain channels saying after the game, look the way he's holding it up. He apparently had a high ratio of number of headers that he wins. He does win headers, even though half the time he doesn't know where they're going to end up. So Moyes will teach him, when you win a header, look left, look right, get Bowen to chase up, get close to you. It has to be Haller. He's a striker. I love Bowen, but I don't want to stop him what he's doing in that one of the 3 behind, I think. Keep him there. And I love the name John gave. Let's call him Bananarama. He'll come in a couple of games, not the Liverpool one, and then he'll begin to, I think, in a sad way, take over for Nels slowly, I think, because hopefully he's got the end product and he can get a bit more goals and have a better finish than him. So Haller is the one, £42 million, 6'4", worth of pure muscle and height. Show it, boy. Show it.
We hope to see it for sure. Adam.
Well, hang on, I'm just involved in something with Faux Sheezy back down there. It's a good question, but I think the actual only answer is actually Benny Harner's. I think it will be a really good idea to start him up front. And there's two reasons. There's two reasons why. Number one, like I said earlier on, consistency is so important for West Ham right now. Putting him in place of Antonio means that we're not changing anybody else around. There's other personnel, but more important than personnel, we're not changing the system. It's been very clear that Sebastian Haller simply doesn't work in the system that we play. He hasn't been effective. He hasn't scored enough goals. He just hasn't been good enough. We've all known that he's not been good enough, even though I paid 45 million for him. So why not put a guy on the field who has never played for West Ham? He has got everything to prove. His first match in the Premier League against the champions Liverpool, he literally has it in the script to be a freaking hero. If he starts that game and bangs a goal in, then he is going to already immediately be a legend. And, who is more motivated? Ask yourself, who's more motivated to doing well in that game? Sebastian Haller, who's never looked like he's given a shit, or a new lad who's trying to prove himself? So that's why I think Benny Harner is the guy.
I've got a flashback. You're saying play somebody who's never played for West Ham before. I'm getting flashbacks of that time Harry Redknapp brought on the fan to play in the cup game.
He scored as well.
Yeah, he did it all.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, but Adam, you're saying things about Haller, what we were saying about Creswell and Masuaku not so long ago. Like, it doesn't work with them. So give him a chance. Give him 90 minutes.
You're exactly right. And it didn't work with them because Cresswell's now at left centre-back instead of left-back, and Masuaku is now like playing on the wing. So those two guys that we criticised, yeah, they're doing well now, but they've also had their position shifted.
Right,
well.
Hold your horses. We're getting you haven't read the bloody questions. Here's the next question. Here you go. So do you keep the wing backs formation? That's exactly on your point. Adam, keep talking.
Okay, so sorry. Obviously, I didn't see the questions yet. But I love this question. Clearly, it's transgressed well.
Good thing.
I've said it a million times already, but consistent. You can't say it enough. We have not been consistent for so long. And our exact problem is that we had a manager that keeps tweaking systems, messing things around. The players don't know what they're doing. It's bad enough that they're already playing out of position half the time, let alone to keep mixing with the system they're playing in. So I think you've got to keep the wing-back system. You've got to change as little as possible. And in Benny Harner, let's not forget, Antonio's primary position before this season, every West Ham fan would have agreed, was a right midfielder. He was playing on the wing. Exactly where Benny Harner plays. So what we have in Antonio is pretty much what we bought Benny Harner to do. So we were just asking him to do the exact thing Antonio did. So I think the system has to stay the same. I think it will be a disaster if it isn't. And how's it going, buddy?
You got an answer for us, fella?
This is Harrison.
Harrison's got an answer for us. He must do.
You say hello?
Hello.
Harrison, we keeping the wing backs, Harrison?
I love one.
No, he's fed up.
Johnny's got an American accent. Hey.
He has, yeah. Oh, my kids are Yanks.
God bless.
Right, he had Halloween last night and he's sugared up to the nines. Sorry, I missed that bit. Am I on? Is it me?
You can be on. Should we keep the wing-back formation? Why or why not?
Yes, definitely, because I personally think that don't ever change it because we're doing all right. Actually, more than all right. These points that we picked up as a massive insurance policy come later in the season. Also, Liverpool are there for the taking. You think Virgil van Dijk had died, and then like Kobe Bryant sort of tributes going on with all this sort of stuff. Like, all we need is business. That's why I don't say play Haller because he's too lazy. You've got to be in their face, and out-muscle. Basically, Liverpool have lost their best player. It's like West Ham playing without Payet that season. And so we were like 12-1 on Betfair to win. Virgil van Dijk got injured. We're 8-1 away to Liverpool. We've only won once there since Bobby Moore was captain in 1962. So they're there for the taking, but it's got to be busy and keep the wing backs, keep pinging it in, we'll be all right. I'm having a nibble at 8-1.
Isn't that Haller you want if they're going to keep pinging it in? The man with the most
busy
aerial
enough.
duels won in the Premier League? No?
Not busy enough. Nowhere near busy enough.
He certainly doesn't track the way Antonio does. He's not going to press the defense like them. What do you think, Jazz? Do we keep the wing backs formation? Why or why not?
Right. You need to get.
You don't change, break, or fix anything that doesn't need fixing. So we're doing quite well at the moment. Keep the same formation going. If we do change before the game starts and it doesn't go wrong, we know what's going to happen with the reviews afterwards. So keep it. It's not broken. And when you look at the squad that David Moyes has got with him, he's managed to somehow think of something that works for everyone. I'm not saying this will be the one like next season, because once he's able to get that... Tarkowski, by the way, what a centre-back. I saw his performance against Tottenham and Harry Kane in his pocket. What a defender. Anyway, that's another subject. So if you could bring it, you can only do what tools you've got. And the squad are his tools. And this is the formation that works with the tools. And everyone's happy. Haller, I just want to give him one more chance. I think it's a lot of money, and he is all right. Just give him one more chance, see how it goes. If there's something in him, he'll be able to make a bit more effort. And I'm sure there's a plan there. There's so many coaches in there: Alan Irvine, Stuart Pearce, Nolan. Nolan's done wonders for Antonio on how to get in the box, good timing, how to shoot, how to not go offside. And I'm sure they'll have a plan for Haller, working up to this week on a training ground to say, listen, this is the way he plays, a bit different to Antonio. So can you three behind him adjust your game a little bit just to help him a bit? I'm hoping there'll be a game for him. So keep the formation the same. And Van Dijk, he's a big miss for them. Going back to what John said, my annoying little friends told me, he's had his operation now. It's at 2 PM. It's gone really well. And I said, what did he have for breakfast then? Can he let me know? Absolutely, like no one. He's played 73 games in a row without getting injured. And
Princess Diana dying got less attention than Virgil van Dijk.
We lose a player like Van Dijk every other day, if you remember, like Antonio, like 4 or 5 weeks. We all know it's about 8 weeks. 4 and 6, we'd be lucky. Son broke his arm. He scored a goal from Burnley one end to the other with a broken arm. They found out afterwards. You had a broken arm, Son. Harry Kane's 27 with the body of a 40-year-old. What Tottenham have done to him? They never give him a rest. They killed him off. You remember, was it Vertonghen? He actually smashed his head in 3 places. And Poch goes, go back on the pitch. You're right, mate. They put the turban around his head. They go back and play now. But anyway, yeah, keep the same formation. That's just a bit of fun, John. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't expect this to be the funny question. I thought the next one was going to be. So about Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's mastered Spanish by now, right? Like he was learning Spanish.
Yeah.
So he's mastered that. What's the next language he's going to learn, and why? Look at Frankel's like, what the? I should have read the questions.
Oh, no,
John,
I got it. It's easy.
Oh, you're in there already? Go ahead, Adam. Go on, then.
Easy. French. Just because, first of all, Antonio's got a lot of banter about himself, right? What funnier than to prank call Dimitri Payet in the middle of the night just to piss him off? Like, it'll be funny. Just like, oh, bonjour. He's like, oh, bonjour, ça va, ça va. And then Antonio can just shout at him. I don't know. He can just prank call him. It'll be funny. It's a pretty bad question. Who came up with that one?
Rebecca.
No, that one was on me. Jazz, you're up.
I can't believe Adam didn't get this. John, the language at the moment around West Ham, speak to the little midget Sullivan. It's Czechoslovakian. He's got to learn the Czech lingo.
Is that even a language?
2 are in there. Their mums and dad. Everyone's coming in. The striker's going to come in December, January. That's going to be the official language around West Ham in a few weeks' time. It's got to be Czech. In the restaurant, all the Czech sausages and I don't know what they eat with respect. Sorry if I offended anyone. It's all coming in the restaurant. No curries. Czech language. It's got to be Czech. Learn Czech. Help the boys settle in.
I love it, Jazz. Love it, John.
I think he needs to learn Scouse and tell Cresswell to stop overhitting the crosses.
I like that one.
Very good. Very good. All right. Last questions of the night. So everybody stare at Adam because he hasn't looked at the questions yet. See what his reaction is to this one. If the following player was a musician or band or type of music, what would they be and why? And this one was inspired by Tebow.
Oh, I love Tebow.
Inspired by Tebow, yeah.
Oh, damn it.
So,
Tebow!
This was one of Becky's favourites, by the way. We ran these by her beforehand. So
my boys are screwing me tonight.
I'll switch it up. We'll start with John first. So if the following player was a musician, band, or type of music, what would they be and why? Mark Noble.
I think Mark Noble will be Noel Gallagher.
Why?
Just beautiful, ticking away, consistent, loved by so many people, keeps going. And then all of a sudden, he just pops out a great tune every so often. Won't happen every time, but when he wants to, here it is.
I'm a big Noel fan myself and a Mark Noble fan. Jazz.
Talking about someone who's been somewhere a long time, kept it going, kept the people together. It's got to be the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger for me. Rolling Stones. They're one of the oldest bands around. They kept everyone together. He hasn't got the lips, but he's going to be, Rolling Stones for me, Mark Noble. I think loyal, friends with him to this day, and can still rock it to this day, I think. So, Rolling Stones for me.
Great answer. The Ghost of Adam Frankel.
I've really got no idea. So I'm going to go for Cher. And I'm going to go for Cher. Wait. First of all, because she seems to have been around forever. Okay.
It's your favorite. It's your favorite music.
Second of all, let's be honest. Did she ever sell out massive arenas and stadiums? I don't think so. You never see a festival headlined by Cher. She never quite got there, even though everyone in the world has heard of her. Everyone's heard of her. And her fans probably think she deserved the stadium tour. She deserved the stadium tour, but she never got the fucking call from the promoters. She never got the call up to stadiums. But the good thing about Cher, she's still loved today singing in bars in Vegas. And Noble will come to the games with us in the future. And even though he was never Billy Bonds, he is always going to be loved by West Ham fans.
That is a surprisingly good answer. Next player. Antonio, Jazz, we'll start with you.
He's going to be a band that portrays Antonio. Physical, smashing things, all action, even a bit of sex in there. It's the Sex Pistols for me, I think, Antonio. Proper band, rough, in your face, all action, physical, just throwing people around, smashing things up. Strong. Sex Pistols is Antonio for me when I watch him play football, I think, Out of the ordinary, and no one like them. No one like him.
Love it. John.
For me, Antonio's Angus Young. Just the second he gets on that stage, on it goes, bang, 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 bang. Relentless work rate, does not stop for 2 hours on stage. I've seen AC/DC twice in my life, which was one of the best nights of my life. And I was knackered watching Angus Young, even though he's like 40 years older than me. And for me, he just non-stop from the minute he gets out, it's a minute, and he just keeps going and going and going and going and does not stop. Frankel.
Well, he's got a bit of banter, as he sees. He's got to be someone with personality, a bit of flair. So I'm going to go for, and it's a bit before everyone's time, Bing Crosby. Because he was an actor, he was a personality, but better than anything, he sung Frosty the Snowman. And that is Antonio's favourite costume. Without Frosty the Snowman, we might never have had that infamous car crash that has made him a cult hero on the terraces.
I think that was the same wall that Saka knocked over with his Lamborghini. It's the same house.
He won't just dressed in Frosty the Snowman.
Oh my God, I'm so happy we kept you around. All right, Yarmolenko, Jazz.
Oh God, this is a bit of my feminine side. The touch, the balance, the technique, the soft playing. Yarmolenko's a ballet dancer for me in terms of a dancing form. He's a ballet dancer. The way he controls the ball and floats across the pitch. And for such a big man, he's got such a good touch. Superb finish. He could go missing for 30 minutes in the game. 2 shots and one of them will be a goal. Bang, job done. Where's my car seat? Ballet dancers, Yarmolenko for me. Especially in that part of the world where it's quite big, isn't it? Russia, Ukraine. Yeah.
Good stuff. John.
I'm going to go for Right Said Fred.
Why?
Because he basically, all he's really going to be remembered for is that goal against Chelsea.
Oh, harsh.
And it's not harsh. I actually really like Yarmolenko, but every time I think of Yarmolenko, I think of that Chelsea game. So every time you think about Right Said Fred, you think about I'm Too Sexy. And that goal was too sexy for West Ham.
Oh, you might be right about that. It's that celebration. Frankel, Yarmo.
I mean, this was hard. I'll be honest. My 60-second brain went, first of all, Ukraine, Chernobyl. What artists are there like Bomb or Explosion? And I couldn't think of one. So I'm going with the Cheeky Girls. Because they're Eastern European, just like him. That's the first step. And, you know, they're cheeky. And what I mean by cheeky is that Yarmolenko, somehow he never plays for us, but he's a star for the Ukraine. I think he's scored more goals than any other player in Ukrainian history. Yet you would never guess it. So, you know, a little bit cheeky to do it for the Ukraine, not as much for us.
All right, you got two more to drag through, Frankel. And
it's really hard, you bastard.
I know, that's why I'm coming to you last. Who did I start with last time? Jazz, did I start with you? I can't even remember.
Can't remember.
We'll start with you, Jazz. Snoddy.
It's really, the last two are really hard. So Snoddy, there's a song in the film called Buster. Adam might know about the Great Train Robbery, and there's a Spencer Davis group. Keep on Running. That song and that group, that's Snoddy. Keep on running, like keep on hiding, and that's what he used to do. He used to come on, and all you do is run one way to the other side of the pitch, back that way, and the whole crowd in Olympic Stadium, 60,000 fans. Just.
What was the answer? So what answer did you say? Sorry, Jazz, I missed it.
Keep on Running is a song called Keep on Running. Keep on running. That's Snoddy all the way. That's what he just does for us that we love him for. Although at the moment, because everyone's doing it now, he doesn't stand out as much under David Moyes because they're all bloody running. But before, he was the only one that used to keep on running, and we used to love him.
He's just talking until he gets the live on. Come on.
He literally just used to run.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's all good. John.
Keep on running.
I'm going to go for the Proclaimers.
No! I was going to say that! What have you done?
You shouldn't even be here, dude. You were gone. Like, yeah. I would walk 500 miles. He'd run 500 miles for West Ham.
Yeah, I did think about that.
Great answer. And let's put Frankel on the spot now. He's had no time to think.
That was what I was going to do. But first of all right, I'm sorry. Jazz here. I only heard it once. Tell me again. What was the question, John? Which...
not a song, Jazz. That was a borderline answer. Borderline.
Spencer Davis group. It was like.
What was the question?
The question was, how many times have West Ham had the Umbro kit? And I said 9. You bloody try me that question, mate.
Okay.
Musician, band, or type of music, and jazz dance and ballet.
Let's move on.
I'm just saying, Keep on Running is not a musician, band, or type of music. I bought myself enough time to come up with nothing else. So I'm going to say bluegrass music because bluegrass music sounds like snodgrass music. They've got the same letters in the word. Apparently, it's a terrible answer, but it's a bloody correct answer to the question. I'm sorry that you can get correct answers for answering the wrong question. I didn't realize this was question time or the debate where you can
get one of these there, John, that goes like this.
And get a line. Why didn't I get a like for that? I just made some political references that were funny. This is
one of these.
A travesty against me.
It's a travesty against me. I hope Wayne cuts that piece up and inserts it into every show you have coming up. All right, last player. 4 nows. John, let's start with you.
I'm going to go with Blur.
Interesting.
Because he basically looks like he should be great. Clearly could be great. Might be great. Sometimes he's great. And we all hope he's great. But it don't quite get there yet.
you didn't get to see the tracking of my thumb slowly moving up to the screen for every great that you put on there. But yeah, I like it. Jazz.
This is the most difficult for me. I thought of Gypsy Kings and all kinds of bloody things. And I came up with like Wham and George Michael. Wham, West Ham, George Michael, Keep the Faith with 4 Nels. And that's about the only thing I could think of really for him. Like Keep the Faith and Stick With Him. Good song it was. And Wham is a abbreviation of kind of West Ham. See? That's the only thing I could think of.
I'm going to give you half a thumb for attempting.
Oh,
Adam.
sorry, mate.
I refuse to answer your question.
All right. There you go. Have a thumb. Wally.
Has that ever been done before? Wait, has that ever been done before?
What, refuse to answer?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's actually said that, but some of the answers they've given.
Two things that happened.
This is my time,
I
Jazz.
got half a mark for the first time. You got none. That we broke the record. No one's ever got half a mark. Have they, John, before?
Yeah, we've had a few.
It's going for a bit. I've got 2 more beers left.
There's been 1 or 2. There's been 1 or 2. Wally.
I've had a costume change.
Oh, I'm kicking him back. He's
His wigs, the wig's falling off, John. The sticky tape's going. Bloody hell.
Wally, tell me, Mark Noble, what type of music or what band would he be?
Mark Noble. I was ready for Fernals, but not for Mark Noble.
I'll give you Fernals then. You actually got
yeah.
Fornals is like a military marching band because when he does that salute when he scores, I love it.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting for like the mariachi band or something. I thought it was going
like the Ohio State halftime band.
Yeah, I love that salute. Anyway,
we play them this weekend. Sorry, I hate Ohio State. Hi, Chris. Wally, what's the final scores?
Well, in third place and still with 9 likes is Adam.
What?
No one likes you. No one likes you.
It's like the American election, isn't it? Well, I knew this was going to happen. Well, it's your fault that this level of entertainment won't be on your show anymore.
Oh my God.
No, he ended up with 19 likes, but anyway.
That's not bad.
So John and Jazz, a very important half a point there because John had 24 and Jazz had 24 and a half.
No.
So Jazz wins it with a half a point.
It's like penalties.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't believe that.
Yes.
I can't believe I don't track any of the score. That's why we have Wally, because I can't think and score at the same time. Keep track. That's amazing. That's so
amazing.
close.
Wally, I can't believe that.
Is that quite high scoring, John? John's a good opponent. Is that quite high scoring?
I have no idea. Wally,
it's very high.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We know our
John,
shit,
John, you knew it was going to be a good show, didn't you? You knew it.
Yeah.
I had a feeling
I bring it.
Great job.
John, dear God, I'm sorry, man. That's so close. That's heartbreaking.
Don't we have the best runners up, though? Do we do something like that normally?
Well, if I can drag, there he is. Bye. If I can drag Frankel back through to play, there's no reason we can't get John back on the show. So, John, I'm going to put you in the back room. Jazz, it's your time to shine. What do you have to say to the West Ham supporters going into the Liverpool match this weekend? Do you have any signs of optimism? Anything to give us some belief coming into this weekend that we can get a result out of this game?
What I want to say to my lovely brothers and sisters and friends and people like Rebecca, Tom Efferton, Charlie Walsh, our own Tim, keep the faith, be patient, judge at the end of the season. I know I'm repeating the machine. Keep the relatively good feeling at the moment going. And even if we don't win or don't do so well in the next 4 games, there's no need to throw your nappies out the windows, get upset, because that upsets me a lot. I mean, it's not easy being a West Ham fan. What makes it worthwhile is meeting people like yourself so you can share the pain and half it. So we've done well. We wouldn't have no idea that where we are, we would have ended up. We're really happy with it. It's still difficult. As you know, David Moyes hasn't got the tools, hasn't got the money. There's a lot of things, distractions. He wanted, which player he wanted. He didn't get it. And the one who's coming in, I'm not sure he wanted. I think he wanted the Bournemouth guy. but he kind of said, okay, if you're going to give me that, he's not a bad kid. I can turn him to what I want eventually. So the message is be positive, especially with the virus coming around. A lot of people losing jobs. It's very difficult for families. Keep strong, keep positive, keep happy. And when you do your reviews, do them, but just don't be so downbeat about it. So if we do lose to Liverpool, which is highly probable, don't be too upset, upbeat, because with David Moyes, they will give it 110%, 10%. And let's move on. Let's have a look at the end of the season and keep together and have a great Halloween and good Thanksgiving and hopefully Diwali and Christmas. So many things happening at the moment as well. God bless everyone. Yeah, keep healthy and good. Well, really, yeah. And
good
cheers.
Stuff. Great to see you. Cheers, Jazz. Adam, great to see you as always. John, thank you so much for coming on. Wally, as always, fantastic stuff. Thanks everybody for watching Friday Night Likes. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure you share it on your social media channels.
Adam, love you, Adam.
Log in. See ya. What?
Love you, Adam.
It's a real love fest.
I'll see you in Vegas.
Good to see you guys.
John, don't open the door to Adam. Don't open it.
No,
he's going to be babysitting for my kids. You don't know that yet.
We'll see you.
Claudia, you're brave.
Yeah, that is a bad idea.
You'll get the whiskey, the kids on the beers and whiskeys.
Yeah, as long as they'll sleep, I don't give a shit.
God, these lot are ready to go for hour number 2. Bye, chat room.